It has been announced that commercial flights will soon begin going over to Cuba. However, my next guest says we should actually be severing all ties with Cuba. Joe Connor is with us. Hi, Joe. Let's give the audience some background here. Your father was killed by Puerto Rican terrorists who found refuge and sanctuary in Cuba.
Yeah.
So you've got an axe to grind in this one.
Yes, William Morales was the chief bomb maker for the FALN, a Puerto Rican terrorist group that killed my dad on January 24th, 1975. Morales was arrested, sentenced to 99 years in prison, escaped, and has been a guest of Cuba since 1988. And I've been personally trying for his return since 1990. Been told that we have no diplomatic relations with Cuba, but that's changing.
You want to sever all ties. I put it to you, that's not going to happen. Those ties are already in place. You can't go back.
I want to negotiate and get Morales returned, and I want to get a negotiation in place with Cuba. Right now, we're just giving everything away to Cuba.
What leverage do you have
we have
after the fact?
Leverage. There's enormous leverage. Right now, you talked about the flights going in. Yep. Fortune magazine says 10 million Americans will go to Cuba in tourism. That's about $10 billion if you do the math. It's about 10% of the Cuban economy. To put it in perspective, that would be $1.7 trillion to the U.S. economy based on the GDP. So now we're talking about a huge amount of leverage, and we're not demanding the return of terrorists who've been convicted. I mean, Morales was convicted. Joanne Chesmard was convicted. We have Hillary Clinton, who is running for president, who is pushing for the normalization of relations with Cuba. She's looking to close down Guantanamo Bay, releasing terrorists that are in Cuba and Guantanamo, yet not having terrorists that are in Cuba returned who've already been sentenced.
Well, you're running a campaign to exercise this leverage.
Yes.
And get Morales back here.
Yes, I am.
Have you put that to the Hillary Clinton campaign? Have you put it to the Democrats?
That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I mean, there's always I'm a limited guy, but I'm doing the best I can to get it out there. I mean, Rubio has been very good on it. Cruz has been good on it. Scott Garrett, my congressman, has been very good on it. Pete King. There's been a bunch of congressmen and senators, but I'm looking for Donald Trump. He can talk. I'm looking for Hillary Clinton to come out. Look, when the other FALN members were offered clemency by Bill Clinton in 1999, it was a purely political move to help Hillary's run for senator from New York. Now, and she was in favor of the clemencies until she was against the clemencies when the world turned on her. Now, she has the opportunity to make a statement and say, am I going to fight the war on terror and bring this guy back, or am I going to allow the capitulation to continue? Rubio has already said no, that he won't allow that. Cruz has been very good. I want to hear Clinton. I want to hear what she has to say. This is the war on terror. It's not a war on Islamic terrorism, as the Democrats love to say. These guys are Catholic. They're Christian. Let's fight the war on terror. Let's be honest, and let's do the right thing here. These guys have already been convicted.
I remember the Francis Talon attack, 1975, I think.
It was January 24th.
Your father was killed.
My father was killed. He was only 33 years old.
Right. Joe Connor, we thank you very much for being with us today, sir.
Well, Merry Christmas, and may I say happy birthday to my beautiful wife, Danielle.
Oh, you can say that, yeah. Look at the camera and say it. Joe, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Anytime, Stuart.
Donald